Palma. Oh,
Oh, man.
that's unfair, Red Palma. 7 points in the game.
To Del Fuentes. Delgado makes the shot and knocks it down. Malonia is open. 3-pointer. Oh my goodness! Face a jumper by Valenzuela. Caballero has time. Oh, just posterized by
For the 7th time this season, the Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League returns to the Inares Center in Montalban, Rizal for another triple header this Wednesday as the games have more meaning moving forward as the race to the playoffs heats up here. Pero dito sa first game natin, both teams struggling but Aaron Acop was responsible for that upset win the last time out para dito sa Bulacan Cuyas, and he will take on a guy who's been doing a scintillating job all season long. Ito si John Formento para dito sa Val City Magic as they try to arrest their 7-game losing skid. That's our first game, Bulacan kontra Val City, followed by the Muntinlupa Cagers taking on Pasig City, and in our main game, Rizal will host the Quezon Huskers. Magandang hapon mga kaliga. Ken Pangilinan with Coach Christian Luanzon, and at courtside, we have Miss Gianna Lianes. And Coach Chris, focus muna tayo sa first game natin, no? Because these two teams, it's been a struggle for them all season long. But yung last game sila, meron silang pwedeng i-build around moving forward.
To say they're struggling is really, to say the least of it. It's been a disaster, really, especially, you know, for teams that have been not only losing, but losing by a lot. But you talk about, first of all, Bulacan, they're just, you know, trying to find momentum because they won here, their first win, I believe.
Yeah.
Their first win, which I covered.
Yeah.
And a couple weeks ago, they get their second win or the third win of the season against a playoff team in Caloocan. And you mentioned itong Caloocan naman, or excuse me, itong
Val City.
Val City trying to end a 7-game losing streak. Nangihinayang ako para sa team na yan kasi kung titignan mo yung materyales, meron yan eh.
And of course, you're watching us currently on our YouTube channel. We're still experiencing some difficulties sa ating Facebook page. And also, we're live on Solar Sports every Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays starting at 6 p.m. Pero balikan muna natin yung mga kaganapan yesterday. Another eventful game day in the MPBL. Quezon City prevailing over Bacolod. Nueva Ecija tinalo itong Bataan. But this was the big game. Basilan coming up clutch against Pampanga here.
Oo, laking bagay, no, para sa Basilan, no. Nabanggit natin nung isang gabi, no, the night before, na itong Basilan marami pang laro kumpara sa iba. What a big win for them to beat the defending champs, you know, in fashion also by 7 points. That's about 3 possessions, and ang laking bagay dyan umangat sila sa standings. 10-9, tie na sila ng Muntinlupa, which maglalaro sa second game natin.
At yun nga, sisilipin natin ngayon, no? Because apart from those two teams, we will see itong Mindoro who will play tomorrow against Pasay. So sila yung dikit-dikit dyan sa 7, 8, and 9 spots, Coach Chris.
Yeah, and Muntinlupa kalaban ng Pasig, and Pasig, you know, another team that is struggling and, you know, trying to fight for that play-in position. But I think, you know, if Pasig wins tonight, obviously, that would favor Basilan kaya ganun kalaki yung kanilang panalo. Pero papasok na tayo dito sa matchup natin sa North. Siyempre, nangunguna pa rin ang Abra at Nueva Ecija and San Juan at 19-1. A big win by Pangasinan nung isang gabi. Ilagan, natalo nung isang gabi yan. And then yung Pasig na banggit natin maglalaro mamaya all the way down to Bulacan at 14th and Val City at 13th. Tingnan natin kung makaisa ang Bulacan para itay yung kanilang standings at 4 and 17.
So yung 4, 5, and 6, no, nagkaagulo rin in the North Division. Pero ito, yung Bulacan na so far 2 of the 3 wins na cover mo, Coach Chris, including the one in Bataan. And let's take a look at how they did it against Caloocan.
Well, the key to me here was the 3-point shooting because 12 ang na-shoot nila kumpara sa 6 ng Caloocan, and they rebounded well, which rarely happens even though they're -3 there. They were, only -4 in the paint. I think the most impressive stat in this game, Ken, that you don't see on your screens is that they never trailed by double figures in this game. That's probably the first time this season. Because even their second win, kung saan yung game winner ni Sumido dito nangyari, sa Rizal, I believe that they were trailing double figures at one point early in the first half. Nakabalik sila nung second half, and then Sumido with a game winner for their second win. Eto, si Monte, maganda rin ang nilaro nito last game. Magandang addition sa kanilang kupunan yan. Eto si Sumido, maganda rin ang nilaro nung last game. Etong dalawa, nagko-complement yung laro nila sa isa't isa. Kasi si Monte, he can create shots. Sumido, ganun din. Pero itong si Monte, seems to be a better finisher inside the paint. And you look at the numbers here, 39 points combined, made 15 field goals, 10 boards, 8 assists. And itong dalawang to, kung magpapakita sila every game, tulad nitong game para itay yung kanilang record kalaban ng Valenzuela, I think they're gonna have a big chance of getting their first back-to-back wins of the season.
At yun naman yung target itong Bulacan. Going up against Val City na nabanggit ko, kahit pa 7-game losing skid, Coach Chris, against Pampanga, well, nakita natin, medyo nahirapan itong tatlong manlalarong ito, si RV Bringas, Nem de la Cruz, and JR Alabanza.
Well, this is John Formento's team, and John Formento, he needs help, and he's gonna need help from these three because these three struggled mightily yung last game nila. Did not even shoot at least 30% by my calculations. Ang maganda lang dito, yung rebounding nilang tatlo, which was a total of 20. But they're gonna need more scoring, especially from the post. Galing dyan kay Bringas especially. And this guy that you see on your screens, because kay Alabanza, dahil malaking bagay yan, to open up the shooters eventually from outside and make life easier for John Formento.
And you mentioned already, John Formento, his brilliance all season long has been a revelation in the MPBL. And he has bounced around a lot of teams, but he's been the lead guard para dito sa Val City. And certainly, his production here was a welcome sight against Pampanga.
No, for some reason, he loves this team. I don't know what the exact reason is, because after that breakout season, last season of season 6 natin, he comes here in Val City being the man, and then, before the trade deadline, usually these type of players would ask for a trade or would want to move to a winning team, but not him. He's still here, obviously. You saw the numbers. He's a guy that can create shots for himself, can get hot quickly, but then again, he's gonna need help from the others.
Alright, it's Bulacan kontra Val City in our first game. Puntahan na natin si Miguel Pere as he introduces his starting lineups.
A very pleasant afternoon to everybody and welcome to the first game of our triple header here at the Inares Center in Montalban, Rizal. It's Bulacan Cuyas versus Val City Magic on the 2025 Manny Pacquiao's MPBL Season 7. Let's meet the starting five, beginning with Bulacan Cuyas. Starting at guard number 17, Marlon Espiritu. Also at guard number 25, Harold Benedictos. Playing center number 22, Sam Peralta. Forward number 30, McLean Sabelina. And the other forward number 13, JR Sumido. Bulacan Cuyas is led by Terrence Reyes, assisted by Marte Hill. Team manager is Kendall Velasco. Here's for Val City Magic. Starting at forward number 39, Kobe Monje. Also at forward number 5, Andre Guarino. Coming in at center number 26, JR Alabanza. Two guard number 31, Nem de la Cruz. And at one guard number 3, John Formento. The head coach for Val City is Raymond Valenzuela. Assistant coaches, Juben Ledesma, Errol Francisco, and Ian De La Torre. Assistant team manager, JB Garcia. Team representative is Brian Calanto.
Starting five brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. Bulacan with Marlon Espiritu, Benedict Benedictos, Sam Peralta, Maclean Sabelina, and Jer Somido, their starting unit. Kontra naman, for Val City, si Jan Formento, Nem de la Cruz, JR Alabanza, Neil Guarino, and Kobe Monje. And our referees for this small game, JR Francisco, Aliric D'Amico, Leonardo Layosa, and fourth referee is EJ Carase. And the tip going to Nem de la Cruz, who immediately attacks and draws a foul against Bulacan.
Well, he's going to start the game at the line, which he missed 2 in the last game. Only had 2 attempts, but yeah, nagmintis sa lahat ng kanyang free throw. So tingnan natin kung makabawi siya. I'm sure nasa isipan niya yan eh.
Ano to eh, galing to ng Marikina, who actually was the leading scorer for the Shoemasters before moving back dito sa Val City. And kung babalikan natin yung laro nila against Pampanga, as you see the numbers, ito yung numbers niya with Val City. They actually led by 14, talking about Val City against Pampanga.
Right.
Then Pampanga talagang inunti-unti lang yung kalabangan and eventually pulling through despite having their biggest lead only at 6 points.
Well, that's a problem when you have too early of a lead sa laro. No, nangyari kasi yun nung first quarter, and sometimes it can, you know, as good as it is as a start, as a strong start, minsan it's a deception as well. Madalas naging kampante yung mga player. Kaya doon mo na sa separate, you know, yung mga bad teams to the good teams and the good teams to the great teams, because the great teams will always start strong, sustain it, and finish strong as well. And obviously, yun yung mga teams na nasa taas ng standings, tulad ng San Juan, Nueva Ecija, at Abra, and even Quezon.
2-0 start for the Magic. Benedictos gives it up to Maclean Sabelina laban kay Jer Alabanza, who I think are former teammates sa 3x3. Ito si Marlon Espiritu, able to bury a 3.
Always a high percentage. Anytime you step into the 3, medyo malalim yung ball screen nun. Umilalim yung depensa as he stepped into a rhythm shot.
Tormento dumps it down low to Alabanza. Ball will stay with Val City. 11 seconds sa kanilang shot clock.
Ito, yung pang-ilalim sa screen. Just a simple step in. Para ma-knockdown yun.
Guarino susubok galing sa 3. Gets it to go.
A good start para sa Valenzuela. You know, gets to the line and hits their first outside shot.
Sabelina up top. Sumido gets inside the paint but can't convert. Peralta tried to go for it and the ball ends up with Kobe Monje.
Well, this is one guy I expect to step up more. No? Kobe Monje, he was the second leading scorer in that game. But to me, Ken, he has to get more than just 10 attempts.
Right.
I think he has to increase that to about 13 to 15 because he has that ability to rise over defenders, finish in transition, and even defend on the other end. Create something, no, from defense to offense.
Oh, the block. One of the leading shot blockers here in their league, Alabanza. But Sabelina able to score from the outside. Tabla tayo, 5-all. Kobe Monje back to Jan Formento. Monje drives left, lays it up and in with his right.
No, it's always unacceptable anytime you allow the driver to reject the ball screen. Kasi hindi lang isang taong naiwanan. Dalawa, pero sa pagkakataon na yun, lahat sila naiwanan, dire-diretso doon sa basket si Monje.
Muntik nang mawala kay Sumido, but fires from the corner. Espiritu had to adjust and able to score.
5 quick points for Espiritu as 5 of the 7 ng Bulacan.
Oh, look pass, natapik. Formento wasn't able to recover the basketball. Bola babalik sa panig ng Bulacan.
Natuwa lang ako na nag-decide silang huminto ni Sumido. Kundi dire-diretso sa atin yung dalawa.
Kaya nga eh. This is a drive by Monje. Not much resistance galing dito sa Bulacan. So Mido, pupukol sa tres.
No resistance at all.
No, wala talaga. Pero that time, better defense by Val City. Monhe drives right this time. But he traveled. Ito kasi... Sorry, Coach Chris.
No. I thought he had a 15-foot jumper available nung umilalim sa depensa. Itong si Sumido, and you were saying.
Well, before that, meron tayong timeout, no? Galing dito sa Bulacan. 6 minutes and 27 seconds left here in quarter number 1. We are tied 7 apiece.
Welcome back to Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Inevitably daw para sa Bulacan Kuyas, ang huli nilang panalo kontra Caloocan ay ang highlight ng kanilang season so far. Sabi ni Coach Terence, masaya siya dahil naramdaman niya na napatahimik talaga nila ang kanilang mga bashers. In his words, hindi kasi nila alam kung ano ang nangyayari sa aming ensayo na talagang nagtatrabaho kami. At kahit undermanned nga ang Kuyas, na overcome daw nila yon simply with motivation. Itong next man up mentality daw ay na-apply ni Coach Terence sa Kuyas sa pagiging parte niya ng isang banda. Yes, besides being a coach, Coach Terence is the lead vocalist and lead guitarist of a band. And whenever one member is feeling down, it's up to the others to lift up the mood. Aplikable rin daw para sa kanyang koponan dito sa MPBL. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat, Gianna. Si Mr. William Martinez pala ay isang band member, no? Multifaceted pala, Coach Chris.
Yeah. Parang Swiss knife lang.
Ito, Formento mintis yung kanyang tira sa labas. But, you know, going back to Gianna's report, you know, simply put, as Guarino knocks down a free, sila yung pinakahuling team na walang panalo in the league. Right? And then, the losses they had were well justified in terms of na naging laughing stock talaga sila because the way they lost those games, I think it averaged north of 30 points.
30, yeah.
Di ba? Sunod-sunod.
Naalala ko yun. Isang buwan yun halos.
Oo, tapos I think the thing that turned things around for them was that game against Marikina. Despite losing that one, medyo tumikit sila doon.
Right.
And then they finally pulled through against Paranaque here, which you
Dito.
covered.
Yeah.
And ever since, although meron din mga tambakan na games, pero mas naging competitive sila lalo nung pumasok na yung mga bagong pyesa nila during the window.
Yeah, kaya para sa akin, to your point, and I want to bring in Val City as well. Manok na lang ang pinaglalabanan dito. Tanungin mo kung bakit.
Bakit, Coach?
Kasi pride na lang eh.
Aha.
Di ba? Yun, yun, fried chicken na lang ang pinaglalabanan dito. Di ba? And obviously, wala na silang chance sa playoffs or sa play-in. Kaya kailangan yung pride nila, paglaban nila ng husto.
LGR, the official outfitter of the MPBL. Maraming salamat po sa LGR, Kobe Mone. I was about to say about si Kobe Mone. He's the type of the guy that can play multiple positions, very versatile. But for some reason, medyo hindi nila na-maximize ng husto dito sa Val City.
Well, that's something that, you know, I probably wouldn't know the exact reason why. Only the coaching staff will be able to answer that because sila yung kasama ni Kobe Monhe, day in and day out of their practices. But certainly, to your point, I agree because he has all the tools to be really a good player, maybe a top 30 player in our league.
Well, Espiritu, mintis yung kanyang tira sa labas. Marlon Monte is now in, coming off the bench, as well as Gino Humawas. Aaron Acob na rin, nasa loob. Such an inspiring story for him that he was able to finish his studies apart from being part here in the MPBL. And ano yun career high performance niya dito sa MPBL, no? As
20 yun.
20 points,
Oo,
tama.
20. 11 nung huling kanto, including the go-ahead basket.
Yung huli step back pa, no?
So,
And, here he is. He's manning the point for Bulacan, who's currently trailing by 5, 12-7. Monte drives, lays it up and in.
napag-usapan natin yan, no? Yan yung kayang i-provide ni Marlon Monte. You know, even through the seasons. No, I think at least season 2 nandito na yan, maybe season 1. No, si Monte, veterano na sa ating liga. And usually, pag tumatanda ka na sa liga, oftentimes you become a spot-up shooter. No, lalo na siya, hindi siya ganun kalakihan. Pero pinapakita niya this season that he still has that step to blow by defenders and finish at the rim.
It was a mid-season acquisition para dito sa Bulacan. As well as this guy naman for Val City, came from Sarangani. To si RV Bringas. Mintes yung kanyang unang free throw. Former high school star.
San Sebastian.
Baste, tama. Actually, nag-reunite sila ngayon ni Coach Raymond Valenzuela. And that team was really stacked. I think nag-abot din sila ni Ryan Buenafe, Eric Salamat, Vosotros.
Si Paul Lee ba, part ng team?
Oo, tama. Paul Lee was part of that team.
Parang hindi pa yata siya yung pinaka-best player.
Oo. Celso, multiple attempts. And finally, he draws a foul. Their leading rebounder this season was si Joseph Celso.
That was their 5th offensive rebound already for Bulacan compared to only 1 sa Valenzuela. Although Valenzuela up by 4 because they are shooting 60% compared to Bulacan's 25.
Pasok yung unang free throw ni Joseph Celso. Special deal from 1xBet. Scan the QR code and claim your special offer. 2 for 2 at the line. That's the lead down to 2. Rev Diputado nasa loob na para dito sa Val City Magic. As well as Kobe Pableo. Pableo pupukol. Got bailed out with that poor closeout.
By Sabelina, and rarely do you see mga ganong actions. So, that was a small to big screen. Hesalem, binigyan siya ng baseline ball screen and then flared to the top. And it's actually pwedeng go screen din kaya medyo naiwanan ni Pableo si Sabelina, which resulted into that poor closeout tulad na nabanggit mo.
Kobe Pableo also played for Makati back in season 4 under Coach Vis Valencia. Mintis yung unang free throw. 0 of 2 at the line. Peralta clears it for Bulacan. Monte drives left, challenging the defense of Diputado. Mabibiyayaan ng dalawang free throw si Marlon Monte.
And I'm not sure if that was a smart foul by Diputado because it wasn't really a blow-by. I thought, itong si Diputado is probably an inch, maybe 2 inch taller than Monte. Could have given him a hard time of just putting his hands up and making itong si Monte shoot over the top, but he bails him out with a foul.
Grabe mga numero this season. 20.3 points, 8 rebounds, 4.3 assists. And shooting really well in an efficient manner para dito sa Bulacan. Tablata ulit tayo, 13 apiece. 3.5 to go here in the opening quarter. Pableo, nasa poste. Kick out, Kim Lo. Pass intercepted by Gino Humawas. Monte in transition. Can't get it, but Celso, wala pa din. Ball tapped around. It finally ends up with Kim Lo. But Aaron Acop intercepting that pass. The teardrop will work.
The 2 straight turnovers for Valenzuela. took care of Kim Lo, something that, they want to improve massively because turnovers will certainly not help you win games.
RV Bringas. Ayun nga, turnovers.
Again.
Yung problema dito.
Tatlong sunod. And that is already the 5th turnover of Valenzuela. Still with just under 3 minutes in the first quarter.
Akop, able to adjust. Sulak. Huli. Si Joseph Celso.
Oo. Hindi kasi mabilis matanggal sa pwesto si Bringas. Magagawa mo lang yun kadalasan kapag illegal yung ginawa mo. Tinulak niya eh. Tingnan natin. Ayun.
Penalty na sila dito. So si Bringas babalik sa free throw line. Spent most of his career with Bataan.
Bataan, yeah.
Diba? So si RV Bringas, tubong Bataan to eh. From Orani, Bataan. And also played for LaSalle in college before transferring to
1
FEU.
year? Yeah,
Oo.
1 year, right?
Yes. Pero so far, sinasablay niya yung kanyang mga free throw dito. Gino Humawas. Can't finish. Pableo. Amongst the trees. Able to escape with the dribble. Numbers here for Val City. Pableo. 4-on-2 fast break. But he blows it but got... Yun na nga. Siya pa yung foul dito.
Just too much dribbling that time. I thought he did a good job escaping the double or maybe even the triple team in the backcourt. And because of the escape, they had numbers on the other end, a 3-on-2, almost a 4-on-2. He had Hesalem wide open to the right. Kala ko ipapasa niya. But then again, ends up in the turnover.
Raymond Valenzuela. Coach Errol Francisco for Val City. Espiritu, able to absorb contact and finish.
Nakakarami yan, ha? Itong puntos na yan,
Yeah.
si Espiritu.
7 of the 17 points of the Bulacan Kuyas. Time winding down here in the first period. So far, Bulacan is in the midst of a 10-2 run. Bringas, well short.
That was partially blocked, I believe, by Celso.
Monte. Oh man, what an aggressive take to the basket.
Hesalem, I thought, had a chance to go in front of him. He was about 5 feet ahead of him. But then again, he wanted the block instead of the charge. Pero binawi niya with a 3-point shot here.
Former UST Growling Tiger din ito, ah.
Tama.
JJ Hesalem.
Silang dalawa ni Kim Lo.
This is Marlon Monte able to slither inside for the layup.
Just has a knack to finish at the basket. Hindi kataasan yung talon, hindi kabilisan yung pang-iwan. Pero ang gandang timing niya, no?
Oo. Puro ganyan yung nakita natin against Caloocan eh. Yung mga ganyang drive. Then we'll spot up. At ito, turnover na naman laban sa Val City. Tatakbo dito ang Bulacan. At parehong kupunan. Over the limit. Free throws coming up for Gino Humawas. The former UE Red Warrior. Fast break of the game brought to you by Extreme X Pop, personal karaoke speaker every day. Karaoke. One of the proud Zamboangueños. Ito si Gino Humawas. Dami taga Zamboanga na Mark Baroca, R. Garcia. And then guys, mga homegrowns with Zamboanga sikat like Choi Ignacio. Unfortunately, they lost their home game against Abra this past weekend. Kapikan ng bola, Bulacan having more pep to their step. But that time, Marlon Monte whistled for an offensive foul.
Well, he tried to fish for a foul. But sometimes being too ambitious can give you more harm. And tulad nun, natawagan yung offensive foul. Dahil nauna yung ganong intensyon kaysa i-shoot yung bola.
About a 5-second differential between shot and game clock. Let's see how Val City will manage this one. Kim Lo got blocked. He gets it back. Kick out pass, Hesalim, catch and shoot. Off to the right. Kim Lo fighting for it, and he gets it. But he was stepping out of bounds, yeah. St. Jude yata ito. No?
St. Jude, yes.
Tama.
Our former player. Sama si Jason Ligat.
Oh, yeah. Oh, lagi pinabanggit ni Javi yan eh.
That's a foul.
Walang pito.
If that's not a foul, I don't know what a foul is.
6-point lead, 4.5 seconds left. Humawas. Now he draws a foul.
Yeah, it's a poor foul by Kim Lo. And really, you could go back to the last possession because dapat last shot na yung Val City ron. Nakuha pa nila yung offensive rebound, but the quick trigger of the kick out led to the out of bounds. And then, dahil 10 seconds, 10.5, nagkaroon pa ng chance papunta sa kabila itong Bulacan, eh baka 3 free throws pa to. You're looking at Bulacan heading into the second quarter with possibly a 9-point lead, which will be the biggest lead of the game. First possession pa sila to start the second quarter.
Yeah. Tatlo nga. Bibigay ng free throws dito kay Gino Humawas. And you know that you're having a great game. We saw Gino Humawas knock down a well-challenged three against
Last game,
Caloocan.
yeah.
Oo, di ba? And had some choice words against his defender there.
Yeah.
I think yun yung naging I think 10 or 12 points
Right.
yun lamang.
Right. Yeah, because their biggest lead in that game was 10.
Yeah.
82-72. They finished the game scoring 85. And that was their mini run. And eventually, yung 3 points ni humabol muna itong Caloocan. And then a big shot by Akop to, I think, extend the lead or take the lead. Kasi parang
Hindi na naman lumamang yung Caloocan eh. Parang dumikit lang sila.
dumikit sila by a
Oo.
basket, no?
Yeah.
Or maybe 1 point.
Finally, ito si RV Bringas nakabutas na from the free throw line. It's a 16-5 run for Bulacan to close out the first quarter. Oh, but Kim Lo almost got it. But that's gonna do it here in quarter number 1. Lamang yung Val City 12-7 before that finishing spurt galing dito sa Bulacan as they try to get back-to-back wins here. Marlon Espiritu, 7 of their 23 points in quarter number 1.
Well, after, being down by 5 early in the ball game, you gotta credit Bulacan, especially yung pagpasok ni Marlon Monte. He was really the one responsible. Ang daming ganito nangyari. Whether in the half court or in transition, just multiple layups at the rim. And then leading his team to a 6-point lead to enter the second.
Still with us here at the Inares Center, the newly built one here in Montalban.
Beautiful gym.
Oo, ganda no? First game of our Wednesday triple header. Bulacan kontra Val City. Again, maraming salamat po sa mga nanonood sa atin live on YouTube. We're still experiencing some technical difficulties on our Facebook page. Pero kita mo yung disparity, Coach Chris, sa field goal attempts.
Yeah, it's because of the offensive rebounding. Nabanggit natin yan, no? Nung, even halfway throughout the first quarter. Because mas marami pa ang offensive rebounds nitong Bulacan. 9 kumpara sa 6 nilang defensive rebounds for a total of 15. Valenzuela naman 12. Good sign though for Valenzuela to start this quarter. They get a stop and they hit their first shot. Care of Mr. Monje.
Kobe Monje with a triple. The drive by Humawas and a foul whistled on another former Letran Knight. As we check out this three-point shot brought to you by Extreme Appliances. Your one-stop shop appliances.
Sometimes it doesn't take a genius, Ken, to figure out what you have to do defensively. Obviously, teams prepare for games. You know, they have their own schemes. Half-court, transition defense, whatever. Pero ang pinaka-basic dyan, Ken, just staying in front of your man. And that's something that we have yet to see Val City do because everything has been at the rim for Bulacan. They've only made one three-pointer, and that was I think the first or the second shot of the game by Marvin Espiritu. Marlon Espiritu. Marlon, iba pala si Boss Marvin, iba pala. Boss Marvin, kung nanonood ka. And halos lahat, dire-diretso tulad nito.
Ayan.
Kung hindi tinawagan ng dribbling violation to, dire-diretso na naman. Ito si Jumawas, hindi ko na alam eh. Di ba? Point is, you gotta stay in front of your man.
Yeah. But lucky there because he committed a dribbling violation. He will shoot back to the bench. Gino Humawas. And De La Cruz back in as well as J.R. Alabanza who fakes the handoff.
Lifting.
But took an extra step.
Yeah.
So, babalik ang bola sa panic ng Bulacan. Tignan natin yung nangyari dito. No? Ayun, tatlong akbang, 10 turnovers laban sa Val City kumpara sa 4 lamang galing dito sa Bulacan. At may tulak laban kay Nem De La Cruz.
They get bailed out on that play because lagpas, no? O hindi na isalaw yung pasa ni Sumiro. Almost a turnover but recovered. And then the foul.
Espiritu. Now from mid-range. Can't get it to go. Val City. Chance in transition. Something they rarely have. They're dead last in terms of fast break points. Ball will stay with the guys in red. Supalpal galing sa likod ni Sam Peralta. Formento steps back for a free. Actually, long two-pointer from Jan Formento.
The defense medyo malambot doon sa ball screen na yun, no? And Formento just creating separation before the shot with the step back. That was si Celso. Trying to create separation by increasing the lead ng Bulacan. After a 6-point lead, after 1 quarter, nakita niya lumalapit na itong Valenzuela to extend the lead to 2 possessions once again with this made free throw.
8 points, 9.1 rebounds, 75% from the line, knocks down the bonus. Lamang pa rin sila dito ng 4 na puntos, 26-22. Obi Monje using that screen. Pocket pass. Alabanza no. Si Limpo na huling nakaapak sa baseline. Jer Alabanza all smiles despite...
He thought he was fouled.
Oo.
He might have been fouled.
Baseline inbound for the guys in
Teka,
red.
matatawagan ng technical yata. Oo. Itong Valenzuela.
Pangalawa na. Coach Raymond asking for clarification. The proud son of the legendary coach.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Tinawagan siya, no, kasi lumagpas siya dun sa linya. And by letter of the law, yun nga, second infraction na yan, bench decorum. Tama naman. At the same time, because it looked like a missed call, you should not substitute a missed call or compound a missed call by giving the coach a technical. So yes, again, by letter of the law, tama. But then again, I disagree with the technical kasi unang-una, missed call nyo na nga. Tinechnical mo pa. No, nakita ko kinakausap lang nitong si Coach Raymond.
Oh yeah.
Asking for clarification. It's not like he cursed him or shouted at him. So, what I'm trying to say is sometimes the officials, if they miss a call, I think, they at least owe the coaches an explanation.
Yeah.
Pero huwag mo na bigyan ng technical, di ba?
Oo. Ano yan, adding insult to injury. Si JR Sumido, nakaputas galing sa left corner. This is the biggest lead right now for Bulacan at 7, 29-22. Formento drives right, gets it back. Short stab will work.
Parang nanood ng sine, no? Yung depensa ng Bulacan doon. Bumalik yung bola kay Formento and everybody just watching him take the second attempt.
JR Sumido, the switch. Guarino is now tasked to guard him. Sumido, one-on-one. The shimmy. Short on the jumper. Kobe Mone. Oh, great bounce pass. De La Cruz was blocked by Aeronacop. But they turned the ball over. Bit sloppy here from both teams. Mone whips a pass. Formento thought about it. De La Cruz will not hesitate. But that time, another miss. Lamang. Aeronacop. Monhe doing a great job staying in front this time. Acop.
Nice move.
Oh, yeah.
Smooth. I tell you, that is the smoothest move of the game so far, because he tried to reject the ball screen twice, but led to this one.
Dixer, great move of the game, born for greatness. Aaron Acop with that picture-perfect confidence, with that stroke, and Bulacan with a 7-point lead, 31-24, timeout, Val City. Aeronacop last game, 20 points, a career high, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. For more on Aaron, let's go to Gianna.
Ken and Christian, si Aaron Acop actually is not feeling 100% today. Isa siya sa mga players na binaha ang bahay last week due to the typhoons. Kaya nung inaakyat niya ang kanyang motor, nabagsakan siya. And a few days ago, he wasn't even sure if he would make it to the game today. However, he shares that he is now using the adrenaline from getting best player last game as motivation for this game. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat, Gianna. And,
I tell you, after that move, Ken, I'm sure he's fine.
Oo nga eh. Parang hindi halata eh. But, I can certainly relate to that as well as I think...
Binuhat mo rin yung motor mo?
Hindi yun! Yung difficulty in, the typhoon.
Of course, yeah.
The floods. I think here in Montalban, naramdam nila yan. One of always na nababaha during a big typhoon.
Right. And, the irony of that, referring to this place, is kahit na medyo mataas yung lugar na to, boils down, diba, sa, I guess, a drainage system. Diba? And I'm talking like for the whole country here.
Ito, 7-point lead pa rin para sa Bulacan. Under 6 minutes left in the second frame. Bola na agaw. Formento is ahead. And easy layup on the other side.
Just a poor turnover in the other end by Sumido. Had more intention to, again, fish for the foul instead of trying to break down his defender. Pero to turnover ulit itong Bulacan.
Kobe Monje for free.
That's
That
short.
time, way
Yeah.
short, yeah.
Walang kontrolado sa bola nung pagkasalo niya.
Si Limpo was sent back to the friend zone by J.R. Alabanza.
Ginutom si J.R. Alabanza. Ginawang liempo. Yung drive ni Limpo doon. Chinibog. Yung attempt dito. You see how he extended all the way to his right? Eto sa'yo. Sabi ni J.R., a little stare down. Mga isang segundo. Then look away.
Tatlong block from Bulacan. Dalawa galing sa Val City. Marlon Monte in traffic. Celso the rebound. Open free. Espiritu. Still no go. At merong nahuling tumulak. Laban dito sa Bulacan Kuyas. Si Sam Peralta.
That would have been the 12th offensive rebound kung walang foul yun.
Fast Break Game brought to you by Extreme X Play on the Go Speaker. Take your music anywhere. Itong Val City at the moment having trouble here in quarter number 2. That was a good look. Oh, Alabanza missing point blank. Monte again using his right hand to finish. Sampu agad galing kay Marlon Monte. Susugod si John Formento at nakabingwit ng foul laban dito sa Bulacan.
4-point swing ang nangyari doon. What was supposed to be a finish at the rim by Valenzuela, care of the Alabanza miss. Monte, once again, gets into the paint, protects the ball with his body, and lays it in. I believe that's at least the 4th layup.
Oh. Inside points.
Oh, of Marlon Monte out of his 10 points.
And now Bulacan gets a stop. Marlon Monte.
Another layup.
Isa na naman galing kay Monte. 35-26. 12 puntos. Agaw na naman. Tatakbo na naman si Marlon Monte.
Guess what? It's another layup. Hindi na madaling hulaan yan. I'm surprised Valenzuela's not calling a timeout. But then again, Valenzuela, tingnan natin kung anong response nila, no?
Dahil ito, double digits na ang lamang ng Kuyas before that 3-point shot. Much needed one from Brian Lakap. Espiritu. Tries baseline. Nahanap ng papasahan. Pinuntahan si Joseph Celso. Challenge shot. Rolling out. Formento. They speed it up here. Kick out pass Hesalim. Lalapit. One-hander is good. 5 points for JJ Hesalim.
Gusto pa rin postean ni Monte. I thought he was gonna go for the pull-up, which would have been a smarter decision. Pero hinarangan na. That's probably the first time a black shirt stayed in front of a white. Pero ito, tinirahan na ni Monte.
Walang alinlangan, Marlon Monte. Knocking down that 3, pushing the lead back up to 9. Hesalim tries to answer, he does. Second free from JJ Hesalim.
Yeah, everybody is just taking practice shots, whether inside or outside. Everybody going under the screen, no hedging. Kaya nagiging practice shots na lang yung mga tira rito so far ng dalawang koponan.
Bounce pass. At offensive foul pa. Tinawag laban kay RV Bringas. Certainly not happy with the call, as well as Coach Raymond. 6-point lead for Bulacan. Humawas returns for Bulacan. Labas muna si J.R. Sumido. Approaching the 2-minute mark of the second period. Sam Peralta on the bench. Monte, gusto pagdagdagan yung kanyang output. Marlon Monte susugod. A little bit out of control that time. And ball will go back to Val City.
He's trying to fish for a foul. I thought he had a chance for a short jumper in that short corner.
RV Bringas in the paint where he thrives. He misses but lock up there for the putback attempt. Foul will be called on Bulacan. So umawas yung napituhan dun.
And this will be free throw number 15 and 16 in the first half for Bulacan. Well, it's been really a free throw shooting contest for both teams. Almost 30 attempts combined after this last one by Lakap.
Itong free throw na ito, itid sa atin ng Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. Almost 30 attempts. Both teams not shooting well from the free throw line though. Below 70%. Monte. No good. Not his own miss. And the block from Castillo. Ryan Lakap faking off the pass. Did not have the angle. Leaking out is Marlon Monte.
Guess what?
Lista mo na yan.
Yeah. Again, kailangan pa bang i-memorize yan? Kay Monte, hindi. Ito ang ginagawa niya buong laro. I don't know if it's 2 words or a word, but it's a layup.
How about Marlon Monte? 11 of his 19 points in this quarter. And having himself a layup drill at the moment, Coach Chris.
Well, sometimes layups are hard to find because you gotta sprint towards the other end. And Marlon Monte, it feels like even sprinting has been easy for him because of those easy layups and the way it has been less resistance on the defensive end on the part of Valenzuela.
For more on Marlon Monte, let's go to G.
Kwento actually ni Coach Terence na beyond the court, napakalaking bagay ang pagkabeterano ni Marlon Monte dito sa Bulacan Cuyas. Siya mismo ang main kuya ng kuponan. A huge shift in consistency, maturity, and composure when he was added onto the team. Sabi naman ni Marlon, malaking bagay sa kanyang kumpiyansa ang numerous seasons niya dito sa MPBL. He shares his favorite memory is actually getting the preseason championship with the OG Bulacan Cuyas before the very first season when most of them were homegrown daw. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat, Gianna. Actually, one of the OG players ito, no? Season 1 sa Bulacan, nagbalik siya dito in the 7th season as Joseph Celso scores off that pass. Another minute remaining here. Bulacan holding on to a 9-point advantage.
That can always be a compliment or not so much, no, when you're the main kuya. Because that also means that the age is up there. But what's more important is that even with the advanced age, he's looking like the best player for Bulacan ever since he came back here.
And he is having himself his best season by a mile. 20.3 points, easily a career high. His previous best was 10.2 when he played for Nueva Ecija in Season 3. At nadagdagan na naman yung kanyang output up to 21 points. Pero sa kabilang dako, beating the buzzer was Rev Diputado for Val City. And again, not much defense being played so far in the first 2 quarters.
By both teams, really.
Oo.
It's been one layup after another.
Pero Bulacan na lamang heading into the halftime break over Val City, 46-39. The top pass down low. Kinyan is sprinting down the floor. JR stops on the dime and scores!
Mapapatalon ka kay JR Kinyahan. 26 points. Leading that fast break. A rare fast break layup para kay JR Kinyahan.
System as we know it that Coach Jerson Gabildes likes to run, and that's an open secret. Everybody knows about it.
Eman Calo. Yung tinatawag na knockout play. Now look at this. Galing ni Eman Calo doon. No? Nakatalikod si Mike De Gregorio. Pastoran. 2 seconds remaining. Santos. By Maguliano. What an effort galing kay JP Maguliano. Hulog ng langit siya dito sa Pangasinan.
Mismo. He has really showed out. 35, 31, Lagrama. Oh, great pass! Gabini, the cut, and the basket! He attracts so much attention because he's such a threat. They know that he can hit that jumper. He can get you off the bounce and attack the basket. Here, he gets by the screen, a little crossover, a little gather, and then Gabini rolling there. And still, despite Gabini rolling, all eyes were on topping Lagrama. 2 inches more, that could have been a slam, but still a pretty finish. Oh my goodness!
Pretty pass as well, Alexis Heman to Joe Gomez Deliano.
Highlights galore here in this game. Both teams dishing out great passes, leading to spectacular shots. Nice no-look pass there by Heman, driving to the middle, and nobody from the opponents.
We are tied, 87 apiece. 53 seconds remaining. Decoy Lopez sidestep, gets the basket, plus a foul!
Certainly a big wasted opportunity for Pasig City. Nasayang liga din yung naging magandang save ni Rocky Asidre, leading it to this basket by Decoy Lopez.
Off the side of the board. Flores has time. He gets it to Gabo. Hesed, the three. Got it! To beat the buzzer in the first period. Hesed Gabo turns the deficit to 4 as Pangasinan able to beat the buzzer right here. Lervin Flores, quick thinking for him. And Hesed Gabo able to knock down this tough three-pointer over Enzo Hoson.
That's a much-needed basket para sa Pangasinan.
Ayan, Big Boy Hernandez, Ronnie Alonte, and Carlo Lastimosa. The 5 on the floor for Binyan. Carlo Lastimosa floats in the air and scores.
Wow. Carlo Lastimosa turning back the clock with that double clutch attack to the cup. Ganda ng galaw na yan para kay Carlo. Batang-bata. To De La Cruz, and again, he turns the ball over.
A lazy pass, terrible decision. Oh! Raise the roof!
David Defonso treating the fans here inside the Robert Estrella Memorial Stadium with a dunk.
And that time, that was after that terrible pass that was delivered by Lakap. You have to be very wary of the decisions you make against this Abra defense because they're always going to be on their feet.
For Nueva Ecija, JC Marcelino. Atake. JC, couple of fakes. Labas kay Mocon. Mocon draws closer, finds Manaytay! Oh! He just posterized Miles Canyal! Christian Manaytay, that was nasty! Our Gixer, great move of the game, aboard for greatness!
Por Diyos, por Santo! Wow! My goodness! Me oh my!
That's a body right there! He caught a body, Javi!
I told you, Sadal! I told you!
He caught a body in Miles Canyal!
Pag ikaw talaga yung nagko-cover ng games, he will have one vicious slam at least. Back with us here at the Inares Center in Montalban, Bulacan, holding on to this 7-point lead over Val City after the first two quarters, 46-39. You see the numbers here, and if you're a fan who wants to see defense on both squads, hindi natin masyadong nakita dito as a medyo cruise control itong Bulacan and Val City here in the first half.
Well, it's been non-existent because you look at the, what's that, 31 made field goals combined for both teams. I think it's safe to say that more than half of that, has been layups, because especially for Bulacan, inside points 26-8, which is a big reason why they're leading. The three-point shooting 6-2 has been the reason why, itong Val City has been in striking distance. But the main reason is because the main kuya, as reported by Gianna, is because of this guy, Marlon Monte, the main kuya. 21 first half points, 21 of the 46 points. Kaya lamang sila ng 7.
At Coach Chris, alam niya, meron tayong malaking LED wall dito sa
Syempre.
Inares Center.
Imposible hindi mo mapansin to eh. Ang hindi lang makakapansin nito, may stiff neck.
Ayun. Si Salem, 2-3 for a total of 8 points. But yung hindi natin nakikita masyado dyan, is Jan Formento. They begin the third quarter here with the possession, talking about tong Val City. Let's see what adjustments these two teams will make here in the second half. Formento immediately got fouled, much like what happened in the first quarter.
I-review ko agad yung first play natin to start the quarter, because ang paniniwala ng Bulacan ay walang foul yun. Sa angulo natin mukhang walang foul, pero tingnan natin may nakita, yung official sa kaliwang bahagi, iba kasi yung angulo niya.
Coach's challenge by Coach Terence. We'll be back for the result of this one.
Halftime ba ulit?
Upon review, the challenge was unsuccessful.
7 seconds into the third quarter, nag-challenge si Coach Terence. Ngunit bigo siya doon.
Okay. So, after mawala ang bola, tumama sa ulo ni Formento.
Formento at the line.
That's always an interesting call to me, because yes, tinamaan sa ulo, but it wasn't the one that caused the turnover kung walang tawag, or yung pagkawala ng bola.
Yeah, aftermath na yun eh. 9 of 18 from the line itong Val City.
But still, it was illegal contact, di ba? So, kaya, can be a judgment call, you could say.
Joseph Celsos, kasama niya si J.R. Somido, Aaron Acop, Gino Humawas, and Marlon Monte. Di nakita ni Somido na pumat si Monte, backdoor, pero nakasumpit siya ng foul doon.
Yeah, that's something that Somido has been doing pretty much the whole season. So, yung yung scouting report mo sa matchup mo has to improve.
Now, GR, the official outfitter of the MPBL.
If you remember no first half, I think he had maybe at least one, wherein it one resulted even to a turnover and a layup by Formento on the other end. Pretty much the same move that he executed there.
He sinks both free throws. Balik sa 7 lamang ng Bulacan. Kobe Monje. Kobe Pableo fires a free and nails that one.
I like that Pableo was decisive. He was open, did not hesitate. He knew he was open before he took the shot and knocked it down.
John Formento attacks. Uy,
Offensive foul.
kitang-kita. Extended the left arm as he tried to attack the basket.
Minsan, go ahead, sorry.
3-point shot brought to you by Extreme, your one-stop shop appliances. Ito yung tres ni Kobe Pableo. You were saying, Coach Chris?
No, hindi niya na kailangan hawiin. I thought he was a clear lane
Oo.
to the basket. And resulted into an offensive foul. Good cut, good pass. Celso will end up at the line after being fouled.
Sumabit si J.R. Alabanza. Ay, si Kobe Monje pala. Napituan ng foul doon. Celso, balik ulit sa free throw line. One of the mainstays here for Bulacan. Dami rin nawala sa kanila. And maibalita muna tayo kay Miss Gianna Lianes.
Read the situation. Yun ang pinaalala ni Coach Raymond sa Val City nitong halftime huddle. He actually tells his players that they can learn a thing or two from the veterans of the Bulacan Kuyas, namely Joseph Celso and Marlon Monte. Si Celso daw ay hindi nagsasayang ng energy, but instead is patient with reading the timing of the ball, giving him the ability to out-rebound them. Si Marlon Monte naman daw ay mabilis mabasa ang kanilang depensa, giving him the ability to score easy baskets. Pinaalala rin niya na sa ganitong hustle nanalo ang Bulacan kontra Caloocan, but they cannot be their next victim. Hustle points was written in their whiteboard before the game, and that's the same idea going into the second half, but it's tackling things one at a time by reading the situation. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat, Gianna. No? And at the moment, those two players you've mentioned giving Val City fits. But here is Kobe Monje, who was able to score inside, cutting the lead down to 1.
9 points for Kobe Monje, pero babawiin ni Jacob, hindi. Ando naman si Monte.
Marlon Monte.
Atatang twister na tayo no?
Oo.
Monje, Monte.
Akop, nakakuha ng supalpal doon. Umawas. Drives right. Scoop layup will not work. Bulacan, labang pa rin ng tatlo dito. Formento, bounce pass palabas kay Kobe Monje. Almost a steal, but Formento able to gather himself. Pableo, another 3-point attempt. This time it's short. Marlon Monte getting past the defense. Oh man, if you're Val City, something head scratcher there. Letting Marlon Monte go all the way. Pero Bulacan, ganun din, off a made basket. Gerald Alabanza with the deuce.
I think that has been the phrase of the game. The last one you just mentioned, all the way. Everybody has been all the way to the basket tonight.
Fast per the game brought to you by Extreme Cool Air Conditioners. Ang Extreme magpalamig, free installation for split type air conditioners.
Especially this guy.
Ano ba yan? 25?
Yeah. Palagay ko umabot na sa Quezon City to kung i-accumulate mo lahat ng all the way layups yan.
Oo. Career high niya, no? Established this season was at 31 points in Bataan as well. And he has a chance to eclipse that. Marlon Monte. Jarsomido drives left. Stops at the free throw line. Can't convert. Alabanza emphatically clears the rebound para dito sa Val City. 53-50, 3-point lead. Brian Lacap. Launches, no good.
Mahina yung pasa.
So si Monte, muntik pang magawan ng paraan, but it ends up eventually with a turnover. Check out the play of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
What about the better fast breaks in this game apart from the open layups? Two white shirts there. Good pass by Nem de la Cruz on a trailing Kobe Monje.
Alabanza scores inside again. Balik sa isa ang lamang ng Bulacan.
Just bullying his way inside is Alabanza. All 4 points, I believe, here in the second half.
Yeah. Monte wants this post up. Oh! Almost. And now he's jockeying position with Brian Lakap.
That's a foul on Monte.
Marlon Monte that time, the guilty party with that foul. Under 6 minutes left here in the third. Coach Terrence Castillo coming in for Val City. You know, it's very timely that you and Gianna are my mga kasama dito. No? Because,
Bakit na naman?
oh, relax ka lang, Coach Chris. Di kasi naalala ko. You know, I
Okay.
was watching a lot of old games in the MPBL.
See, that's the. Let me stop you right there.
Oh.
Anytime you're gonna say some sort of statement, as Alabanza with a nice left-handed move, you gotta start off with the right foot, and that's just wrong. To use the word old, okay? So
Oh.
rephrase what you're trying to say. Yeah, I'm
Yung
gonna
ano?
give you another chance. For the sake of Gianna, not for my sake.
Oh,
okay?
sige.
For Gianna's sake.
Sige. Inaugural season tayo,
There you
Coach.
go. There you go.
Season 1 of the MPBL, you guys were part of that.
Okay.
I was watching the old games as Brian Lakap scores. Lamang na
Pero
bigla.
ginamit mo ulit.
Ang hirap eh. Pinapikapan mo ko eh.
Direct pakulit siya. Talagang gusto niya gamitin yung word na old. Hindi naman si Tupas ang kanyang partner.
Hindi rin naman kayo yung pinapertain ko na old.
Okay.
Yung
go.
mga laro.
Sige, tapusin mo na.
Hindi yun nga. Bas, you know, Valenzuela was one of the home teams na yung crowd talaga was really intense. If you remember, di ba?
I remember. I think arguably that season they were the second best home team behind Muntinlupa.
Yeah.
You know, Muntinlupa I thought was the best, you know, host last year in the inaugural season. And it just felt like you were in Muntinlupa. Really, like old school yung kanilang gym. You know, it was similar to, you know, for those who were born in our era. Yan na, sinabi ko na.
Sige.
Okay, we played in the Rizal Memorial Coliseum. Not every UAAP game back then was in Araneta. As you see this fast break, nice finish by Lakap.
This is a game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL.
Yung
Your
mga-
choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
Yung mga may harang,
Oo.
you know, yung mga may harang, lalo na sa bleacher section.
Literal may cage eh, no?
Oo, ganun din yung sa Muntinlupa. And it was wild, to say the least.
And then, yun nga rin, sa Valenzuela as well. That crowd was really one of the best ones in the inaugural season. And that really set the tone for the league, Coach Chris. I
It did.
feel like
It did, it did.
because yung essence of the MPBL having those home crowds, nadagdagan na yan, ang dami na nating like masasabi natin signature home crowds, like well, last Monday we were in Batangas,
Right.
and you know, it's such a fun thing to look back on because
Yeah.
it was what once really a proud franchise, although this season they've been struggling, but yun nga eh, I think a lot of players came from that team. I think
That's true.
from what I recall, si Jamer Gimpayan began with Valenzuela.
Here's a, yeah. Okay, I'll let you finish first, and then
Hindi, yun lang.
yeah. Yeah, here's the thing, and I'm glad you brought that up, you know, because you know, 6 years later, you know, that was season 1, and then season 7 na tayo. As Bringas ends up at the line, continues to miss, you know, his free throws. To your point, obviously the league accelerated, you know, from 10 teams to 26. And has maintained the 20-something teams. No, I think from 26 it became 28, and then 30, and then bumaba ulit na 27 because of the pandemic, and then right now we're at 30. No, so it's been in that range since season 2. My question is, okay, approaching season 8, will it still be this way? And I'm raising this question because I don't remember being a part of the inaugural season. Sabi mo nga, kami ni Gianna, kami ni Sidef. I don't remember games like this, like so many games like this wherein it's been blowouts. You know, it's been 20-point, 30-point blowouts. You know, and it's been entertaining, really, even with the high scores. You know, and I'm talking as a coach. I'm speaking as a coach. You know, so I don't know what the league, obviously that's management's concern. You know, because I don't know if it's helping the league right now. You know, coming into season 8. And I like the thought that we have 30 teams because, you know, it's unprecedented, you know, for the last 6 seasons. It's like the NBA in a way. You know, and even in the NBA, they have, you know, especially the first half of the season, they have games like this. You know, but still but that's the NBA. So I'm just, I just have that question at the back of my pocket, you know, because maybe next season 20 might be good. You know, but yung 20 na yun talagang quality, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't know, you know, I don't know the metrics. Kaya nandito ako sa gilid at wala ako sa upper management. So, but I think it's something that, you know, maybe we should look into.
Which I'm sure from the background, discussions are being had with yung ganyang binanggit mo, Coach Cristo. I think
I think to say the least, you know, if you agree with me, it's a valid question.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it should be done, right? So, and again, that question is coming from because in season 2, I don't remember the games being like this. Season 3 being like this or this. You know, being, sabi mo nga kanina, yung Bulacan at one point, maybe the first 15 games, ang average na, you know, na
losing
disparity, na losing margin nila is halos isang buwan. Diba? So, I don't know. Again, I don't know.
Right now, though, they're up by 4, 63-59. They retake the lead after Val City had the advantage midway in the third quarter. And a turnover against the Magic. Coach Raymond Valenzuela again having a word with our officials. 2 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. So si Ibe nasa loob na para dito sa Bulacan. Now he drives. That one won't work. Lock up. He's able to escape the defense of Benedictos. Oh, sorry, tama, si Benedictos. And that free galing kay Rev Diputado, the former NU Bulldog.
A big 3 that was. Trimmed the lead down to 1. Still 1:30 to go in this quarter.
And the three-point shooting has really kept Val City in it. 8 of 19. Bringas, that's too deep. And he scores as expected. Harvey Bringas, balik ulit ang lamang sa Val City. 64-63. Benedictos, long three-point shot, no. Bringas with a rebound. Gustong dagdagan ng Val City ang kanilang lamang. Ball will stay with the Magic. Si Lim ay papasok para dito sa Bulacan. Play of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. Lock up, catch and fire from mid-range.
A little two-man game between Hesalem and Lakap right there. You know, one of the basic in offensive basketball is the drive and kick, and yun ang nangyari doon.
Ibe on the left corner, binabantayan ni Diputado. Oh, Peralta, no hesitation. And that's why he was able to nail that three.
All tingin kagad sa bench. Itong si Bringas, yung tingin niya sa bench, parang wala sa scouting report yun Di ba? Nag-sorry rin siya.
Tabla tayo, 66 all. Both teams in penalty. 5 seconds left here in the third. Rev Diputado again. Not much resistance sa depensa doon ng Bulacan. At sila yung lamang at the half. But sa pagtatapos ng ating third quarter, it's Val City now with the lead. Highlights of the game brought to you by Sip Plus, the official hydration partner of the MPBL. Elevate your hydration.
Let's look at the highlights. No, Alabanza, after being scoreless, I believe, in the first half, was able to get all of his 4 points in the second half, or 8 points rather. Continue to see the inside points para sa Valenzuela. Ngayon, Valenzuela, after being down by 2 quarters, will head into the fourth up.
Back with us here at the Inares Center in Montalban, Rizal. Check out our fixer, fan of the game, born for greatness. Muli po Ken Pangilinan with Coach Christian Luanzon, and at courtside at Miss Gianna Lianes. And again, maraming salamat po sa mga nanonood sa ating live on the MPBL's official YouTube channel. And still having technical difficulties with our Facebook, and really appreciate our fans bearing with us as first game natin, no? Bulacan, Val City, quarter scoring, walang masyadong disparity. Bulacan retakes the lead after that free.
Both teams scoring well all throughout the game. Both teams, Valenzuela shooting above 40%, while Bulacan shooting below 40%. And Ken, let me correct myself now. All 8 points of Alabanza, who starts the fourth on the bench, all 8 points was in that third quarter. Ang laking bagay nun para lumamang sila after the third quarter, after being down nung halftime.
These two squads exchanging leads. Val City, lamang ulit, 70-69. Lim fires, short. Rebound by Castillo. Kasama niya si Rev Diputado, RV Bringas, Brian Lacap, and JJ Hasalem. Castillo up top, laban kay Sabelina. Lacap. Now fires from the outside, it's good. 13 points for Brian Lacap, the former Mapua Cardinal.
The second three of the ball game, already the 9th for Val City. And if you're Bulacan, you might want to adjust your coverage on ball screens. They've been going under the screens pretty much the whole game.
Serrano just inside the arc. Lamang ng dalawa ang Val City pa rin, 73-71. Rev Diputado goes to RV Bringas. Hasalem, binabantayan ni Serrano. Hasalem lost it on his way up. Peralta able to retrieve it for Bulacan. Sloppy pass. Brian Lacap.
That's a foul.
And he almost got it in, but he will head to the line for 2 free throws.
So after hitting his first three-pointer of this quarter, problema, it was a bad shot, possession after, and a turnover for Lim. Papalitan siya ngayon ni Coach Terence. And Latap at the line can extend the lead to 2 possessions dahil sa substitution na yun, pinasak na ni Coach Terence itong kanyang main guy na si Monte.
Pasok unang free throw ni Brian Lacap. Came from Pasay. Started the season with the Voyagers before transferring here back to Val City. Itong free throw na ito ay hatid sa atin ng Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kumpletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. 2 of 6 at the line. But Val City, lamang pa rin ang tatlo. Marlon Monte. The pass inside to Peralta, too strong, but a foul given up by the Magic. 4 foul. 4 na. Kaya RV Bringas. Let's go courtside to Miss Gianna Lianes.
Trust your instincts. Yun ang sinabi ng Bulacan Kuya sa isa't isa bago pumasok sa huling quarter na ito. They said that situations like these is where they can show their maturity. Pagdating daw sa mga transition, they have to act quickly and resort to the plays they run in practice, unfazed about anything else they cannot control. Sabi nga ni Coach Terrence sa team niya, we started on a high note. Let's finish the game on a high note as well. Ken and Christian?
Maraming salamat, Gianna. No? And let's see if they could heed to that call. But Peralta knocking down both free throws quietly. He has 7 points, 8 rebounds. Came from Davao Occidental to begin the season. Ito si Sam Peralta. Alabanza. Door shot down, but a kick out pass, lock up. Can't hit the free. The rebound ends up with Jer Sumido. Espiritu has been really quiet after a strong first quarter. Entry pass at the post. Monte fouled by Lakap.
He's been quiet because Monte has been much louder. Nung pagpasok ni Monte, halos nakalimutan na natin itong si Espiritu with those 21 first half points. And currently has 30. 7 minutes to go in the fourth. He could go for a 40, even a 45-point game the way he's been not even shooting the basketball, but getting layups.
Speaking of getting layups, off a steal. Kobe Mone lays it up and in. 3 minutes gone by and the fourth, Val City lamang ng tatlo, 76-73. Marlon Monte. Up top. The pass, Maclean sa Belina. Masyadong malakas yung tira sa short range. Monte. Off the glass and in.
Good balance by Kobe Monje right there after being slightly cut off by J.R. Sumido, using the glass for that finish.
13 points for Kobe Monje. And a foul given up by Jan Formento. I have to correct myself earlier. Career high of Marlon Monte earlier was just 29 points pala, no, against
So
San
ito na
Juan.
yun.
Ito na yun.
Yeah.
Nalagpasan na niya. At pwede pa niyang dagdagan. Marlon Monte. Pasok yung kanyang unang free throw.
Palagay ko, after nitong laro, matinding apology ang sasabihin mo kay G, no, kay Gianna, dahil 2 beses mo ginamit yung old dun sa statement mo sa amin. So pansin mo, hindi siya tumitingin ngayon sa atin.
Kaya nga eh.
Kilala ko na yan si Gianna. Okay, so I'm just a concerned partner here.
I know. Gee, I'm really sorry. That was clearly not my intention.
Pero ito, wala rin sila sa intention nila eh, na mag-turnover, pero naputukan sila ng shot clock. Hindi ako sure kung alam nila yon. No, and what a time for the first 24-second shot clock, I believe, for Bulacan. Dito sa fourth quarter, halfway already, under 6 minutes.
Apat pa rin ang labang ng Val City. Pwede pa nilang dagdagan dito on this possession. Kobe Pableo. Takes it back out to Formento. Having himself a quiet afternoon so far. Now dancing against Maclean Sabelina. And drills in that long two-pointer.
Well, he gets the switch off the ball screen. Pableo was trying to post up a smaller Monte. Pero yun nga, sabi mo nga, feel sumayaw ni Formento sa possession nito at yun ang ginawa niya, tinapos pa ng basket.
We have the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. And a timeout by Bulacan. They're down by 6, 80-74. Certainly, these fans are having fun. Itong nasa loob tayo ngayon ng Inares Center. Fan of the game brought to you by LGR, the official outfitter of the MPBL. At maraming salamat ulit sa mga nanonood sa atin live on our official YouTube channel. Down pa rin po tayo sa Facebook. Special deal from 1xBet. Scan the QR code and claim your special offer. Still sorting things out here. Itong Bulacan, down by 6. Kanina lamang. Pero nakabalik itong Val City. Let's see what they can do here. The unit of Sumido, Sabelina, Celso, Espiritu, and Marlon Monte. And that three-point shot will not work from JR Sumido.
The empty possession right there after a timeout of, to cut down the lead. And this could be gut check time on the part of Bulacan, especially kung makabasket dito ang Valenzuela, lalo na kung three-pointer to.
Formento, great drop pass. Alabanza, sinubo na lang sa ring doon.
So they set up the empty corner. Ball screen on the left side between their two best players in Alabanza and Formento. Palpal pa ni Alabanza doon, and hindi nilang makumpleto lang yung stop doon. Hindi nila makuha yung defensive rebound.
This is the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory, be more game with 1xBet. Free throws coming up from Joseph Celso.
Diyan, nanonood nga pala, former
Sino?
teammate ko. I won a championship with this man, and he was the most valuable local player during that time sa ABL, si Leo Avenido.
Oh, yeah.
Pati ang kanyang anak na si Alicia.
Former FEU Tamaraw, Leo Avenido.
Former MPBL player din niya.
Ito, babawi ako kay Gianna. Kailan ba na Gianna yon? Hindi yata. Pero, Leo Avenido was such a smart, strong player as a 2, a 3. Lakas nila nun. Coach Kaisal Castro was also part of that team. That's 15 points.
Mas malakas yung team namin nun sa San Miguel sa ABL. Eric Meng, Asita Ulaba, Chris Banchero.
Grabe pala
Mas
yun.
malakas yun.
Marlon Monte, malakas din. 33 puntos na ang kanyang na ibumuslo dito. Pero nag-aabol pa rin sila. Down by 8 points. Sorry, 9 points. 86-77.
Good pass.
Pableo, after hitting his first free, has missed his last couple. But ball will stay with Val City after a foul given up by Bulacan. Celso, 4 na. Baseline inbound, 3 minutes and 40 seconds remaining. Actually, 8 ang lamang, 85-77. Diputado. Laban kay Marlon Espiritu. Diputado drifting left. Sumido comes away with a miss. Monte. This time, ang bumabantay sa kanya, the much taller Kobe Monje. Asking for a screen. Bouncing it to Sabelina. The three-point shot by Espiritu. And he has been empty in the last 3 quarters. Ito si Marlon Espiritu.
After the quick 7 points in the first quarter,
Under 3 minutes left. Val City hoping to snap their 7-game losing skid. Sila na naman yung nag-combine doon. Formento to JR Alabanza.
Well, they just flipped the play. Yung empty corner ball screen earlier, it was on the left side, that time on the right. But the same execution, the pass by Formento to his big man.
Alabanza with a rebound. Val City with a 10-point lead. Jer Alabanza, all 12 of his points coming in the second half after being scoreless in the first 2 quarters. Him and John Formento have streamed good music together as they get an offensive rebound. Formento will milk the clock. 6 seconds left. Kobe Monhe for free. Too strong. Last 2 minutes. Can Bulacan pull off a comeback here? Monte got blocked. He gets it back and scores 35 points for Marlon Monte. Walo ang lamang, 87-79. Pableo. Sabelina trying to keep in step. Pinunta palabas kay Jer Alabanza. Formento, 8 on their shot clock. Monhe having the size advantage over Espiritu, decides to pull it out to Formento, who can't hit a free. Door still open for Bulacan. Sumido for free, no. Diputado bouncing it to Jan Formento, and time on their side, up by 8, 66 seconds left. Shot clock winding down, 5 seconds. Monhe laban kay Monte. A second remaining. Rebound Sumido. Down by 3 possessions are the Cuyas. Sumido, no. Celso there for the stick back.
Wala nang bumaba, no? On the part of Valenzuela on that last one. And Bulacan, they don't need to foul here. You get a stop, they hit a 3. It's only a 1-possession ball game.
Formento. 8 seconds left. Pableo facing up. Jumper. No.
There's the stop.
But only 17 seconds remaining. They need a quick basket. Sumido fires. It's good. 3-point shot. But Bulacan is not yet in penalty. As Celso gives up a foul. Just their third team foul. And that's where not being in penalty hurts.
Yep.
And what hurts more is Joseph Celso just whistled for his 5th foul. Very interesting. Bulacan calls for time.
That is interesting.
Diba? 7.9 seconds left. This of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. Alabanza with a huge second half and a huge reason why they're ahead 87-84. Timeout Bulacan. Special deal from 1xBet. Scan the QR code and claim your special offer. 3-point lead by Val City. Formento. 6.7 seconds remaining. That's a 14th foul for Bulacan. And this one will send Jan Formento to the free throw line.
Well, it's been a struggle shooting the ball tonight for Formento. Only 4 for 14 field goals para sa kanya, but he flirts with a triple-double, really. 10 points, 8 rebounds, 9 assists. He did have a few turnovers, also has a block and a steal. So complete all-around game. Alabanza came to life. You know, after being scoreless in the first half, he ends up with 12 and 10. But I thought Kobe Monhe was stable all throughout this game, from the first half up to the end of this game, and shooting the ball 66%. You know, to see Kobe Monhe, 6 of 9, along with 5 rebounds, and just a great performance by those 3. You know, we talked about the help no, nung pre-game na makukuha ni Formento. Formento, you know, even though struggled of shooting the basketball, he got help tonight from not only one, not only two that I just mentioned, but even three kasama mo dyan. Si Lakap, no, who had 14 points off the bench. And obviously Monje with 16. And Alabanza with 12.
Best player of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. This was Kobe Monje. Again, the upside is there, and this time around, reducing really well para dito sa Val City, which Christian mentioned, ang daming naman na nag-contribute para sa kanila. And that's why they win this one 88-84 over Bulacan as they snap their 7-game losing skid, while Bulacan will fall down to 3-18. Let's go courtside to Miss Gianna Lianes.
Congratulations to our best player of the game, Kobe Monje of Val City. He had 16 points, Kobe. Alam naman namin na you guys entered the game. Gusto niyo talaga na matapos na ang inyong 7-game losing streak. Paano mo ginamit ito bilang isang wake-up call, lalo na during halftime dahil nakabawi nga kayo sa second half?
Ayun nga, kailangan talaga naming dumepensa talaga kasi kung gusto naming manalo, doon talaga sa depensa yung unang titignan namin.
Now, Kobe, today tinalo nyo ang Bulacan. Last game naman ng Bulacan, tinalo nila ang Caloocan. Your team's next game is against Caloocan. Ano yung mindset nyo pagdating sa preparasyon para sa laro na yon?
Kung ano yung pinakita namin sa both offense and defense, masigitan pa namin yun kasi yung Caloocan ibang klaseng team yun.
And as I mentioned today nga, you snapped that 7-game losing streak. Kaya I'm sure maraming proud na proud sa inyo. Sino ang gusto mong pasalamatan?
Una-una, binabati ko yung sa Pure Blends, Sur Homes, YPS Clothing Trading, Anytime Fitness Valenzuela, Accelerated Wellness and Pain Clinic, DCG Steel kay Boss Den and Ma'am Annie, Ever Gourmet Corporation, Paglincos, Fatima Valenzuela, Shoebes, VA Sports, Pers Pares, Framed Manila, kay Mayor West Gatchalian ng Valenzuela City, hello po. Tsaka binabati ko yung girlfriend ko sa Blooming Treat, yung family ko sa Tarlac, tsaka sa Sorsogon, pati yung family din ng girlfriend ko, pati yung mga tropa ko nanonood doon. Yung mga yun. Tsaka binabati ko rin yung sa Catalyst Lab kung saan ako nagpapakondisyon. Yun lang.
Thank you very much and congratulations to our best player of the game, Kobe Monje of Val City. Our best player of the game is brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. Back to you, Ken and Christian.
Maraming salamat, Gianna. Another OG team, Muntinlupa Cagers. Kalaban naman nila ngayon ang Pasig City in our second game dito po sa Inares Center. Kaya manatiling nakatutok dito sa Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino.